All right. Hi, everybody. It is Monday, December 17th. Glad you guys are here. My name is Dee Corchin, and this is our last official meeting for 2018, if you can believe it, because next Monday night is Christmas Eve, and then the following Monday night is New Year's Eve. So we will not be having official team times, but what we're going to do for you is bring you some Facebook Lives over the next 2 weeks just to keep the activity going, because this is a busy time of year in our world, you guys. People are making their decisions, what they're going to do for the new year. We're wrapping up the Dash incentive that is through Sunday. And then we've got the whole through, the 31st to be signing people up for their New Year's resolutions. So we'll be around and definitely here to help you. But tonight we're going to continue our training series that's been so awesome the way we've been doing it with the Growing Global trainings. And tonight is on systematic client support. And Lauren Yeomans is going to be helping tonight. So very excited that she's going to be here with us. And one thing I really loved at the beginning of the pre-training, if you got a chance to watch it, I think it was Doug Wood who said the definition of systematic support is the bond between transaction and transformation becoming real. So when we first have somebody sign up to become a client, that is a transaction. And if we just really go through the motions and just coach them on the diet, we're transactions. It's just kind of a transaction. How are you doing? But we really know that we are in the transformation business. So building this bond, building this consistent, systematic support is going to help our clients, but then also getting a routine and structure for yourself is going to provide freedom for you. So we'll go ahead and open it up at this point. We had a couple of questions like what was your biggest takeaway, something that you want to go ahead and implement, you think is going to make a difference. Why don't we just start there? And feel free to unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead, Carol. Carol Schaefer.
Okay. I am the most disorganized human being on the planet. There's no question. And because I have a good memory, I've gotten well through life and able to finish dental school and, do what I need to do. But as I'm getting older, it's not as great as it was. Well, after Michelle spoke about organization, I spent an hour and a half, and my file is beautiful. Everything is in line, in the things. Every notes that were all over the place are now on the note pages. So I just wanted to say how great it was for me to see that and to just get motivated. And while I was there, I could clean up the laundry room, a few other things. So thank you. It was fantastic.
That's great, Carol. So do you feel like you've already noticed a change, a kind of a shift with being more organized as far as your time and how you feel like it's already shifted with your coaching?
No, because I just did it this afternoon, Lauren. I haven't had any time. But I do feel good. I cleaned a lot of crap off my desk. But now I just knew after the last few training sessions that I needed to get on it. And when Michelle spoke about it, I said, this is this afternoon's activity for me. And I feel really great about it. I just feel much more uncluttered because of it. So it was great.
Good. I'm excited to see how that helps your business going forward. I know I'm going to do the same and organize mine a little better this week too. So what about anybody else? Any more takeaways? Aha moments?
Well, hi, everybody. For me also, I did the organization. I cleaned up my 2019. I am ready for 2018, and I'm ready for 19. So I cleaned all that up, and I got that as well. But last week I talked about, what I got was asking more questions, and I got that, and I've used this now, tell me about your week instead of, well, how are you doing on your plan or your eating, or no, tell me about your week. And, do you mind sharing with me about, the progress that you see in your body, or, who's noticing? So those three big things for me, because I've changed my words, and it's all about those words. It changes the whole concept of everything. So I love that. So thanks.
I love that. Thanks, Dina. Anybody else? I feel like for me, one of the big things too was the limiting the calls to 5 to 7 minutes. And I loved when they talked about how you can kind of say, hey, I have 5 minutes. What's the most important thing that you want to talk about today? Because I don't know about you guys, but I have some who like to talk for like 15, 20 minutes if I let them. So I don't know if anybody else has noticed. That was like a big shift for me, a big aha moment for me from the call. Anybody else, anything that you've changed kind of in your wording from your weekly conversations this week after watching the call?
Carol Quintero, you want to unmute?
I loved, I don't know who it was because I didn't write down their names, but when she talked about talking about coaching before they even get their first thing, to say, you are going to be so blown away that you are going to want to tell people about this, or they're going to want to know what it is that you're doing. And so I have to tell you, you're probably going to be really interested in coaching before they even get their first fueling. I loved that, to just the dripping.
Yeah, that was huge. And honestly, I have a few people on the call who I was able to do that with, and they signed, Mary Lauren being one of them, signed up after her first week. So I feel like it's been huge for my business to go ahead and do that right from the get-go. And it gets people excited. It gets people already thinking in the back of their mind about what's possible for them, not just with the program, but with the coaching aspect. So thanks so much, Carol. That's a great point. Shauna, did you have your hand up? Yeah, go ahead.
I really liked what Doug said when they're after the talk about layering in the coaching. He said something that was just the verbiage was kind of impactful for me when he talked about how he said that, I can't get you off my mind. I think you'd make an incredible health coach, and I can't teach your love of people. Those key words right there, I can't teach your love of people. That is so true, because that's something we can't teach somebody how to do. And I've got a client who is a massage therapist, great guy. And I sent him a text after that. And I said, hey, we've kind of touched base on it before, but, you just have this natural desire to help people. And that's something that can't be taught. And, can we bring up coaching again? And he said, yes. And we hopped on a phone call. And it was just those words. It was pretty, awesome that sometimes that little bit of verbiage change, makes all the difference in how you bring something to the table to somebody.
What were those words again, Shauna? Can you repeat that in case anybody wanted to write it down?
Yeah, he said, and this was after he was talking about seeing people at church or seeing people that had fallen off, you kind of go back to that friendship with them. But he made the comment, he said, I can't get you off my mind. I think you would make an incredible health coach. I can't teach your love of people or business savvy. He threw in some things, but I can't teach your love of people. It's just something that we can't, if somebody doesn't have that gift of talking to people or, being personable with them, it's really difficult to teach them that. And, I've got some clients who I've brought up coaching to, but I don't press it with them. And then I've got other clients that I know would make fabulous coaches, like Lynette, who's here tonight. I mean, you've just got some people that you just know have a heart for people, and it just comes so naturally to them. And that just kind of jogged my, thoughts a little bit, but yeah.
What's really great is that I love that you took something you learned and you immediately put it into action, right? You immediately took that, you reached out, you just, trusted your intuition. I think that's really big, you guys. If somebody is on your heart, somebody's on your mind, just reach out, and make that connection. And it truly comes from the heart. I can't get you off my mind. And when you say something that taps into a natural skill set of somebody, it's going to start to resonate with them that maybe this is something. So I'm so glad that he was open to a conversation about it, that you immediately got on the phone with it. So good. Anybody else have any experiences like that? Just go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, Katie? I saw your hand up.
Lauren, do you hear me?
Oh yeah, Mom.
It's Mom. Okay, I've never done this before. I'm so nervous. But anyway, it was so great today because I was talking to one of my clients, and I've been talking to her about coaching, and I just about like dropped out of my chair because she said, now Adele, I want us to talk more about this. So tell me, what will this look like? And that's exactly the words that they used yesterday when Lauren and I watched it. And it was so cool because I was able to share about how I'm going to be with her and that we're going to bring our clients up together and that you coach alongside. And that's some of the words that they were using yesterday, so that it wouldn't, and then I shared with her about you love your friends, you love your family, what natural thing to do to want them to be on a health journey along with you. And it was so cool because it really inspired her to see that, yes, I can do this because I love my family. I love my friends. I want them to be healthy along with me.
Who was that, Mom?
And so like a scary thing for her. So she's already, oh, sorry. That's enough.
Oh. No, that was awesome, Mom. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear more about that conversation. And I think it's so cool for us to be thinking about all those people, because I think that, to just kind of think through our list of clients and what are we looking for in somebody who's going to make a great coach, and just having that heart, having that passion. And I think it's so cool to hear about, Mom, your client's love for her family and her friends, and just that it's so like you said, it's so natural. It's the natural progression. And two, I think something that really stuck out to me was that, we're not really offering all the benefits of the program if we're not offering the coaching piece. And so it's kind of like we're limiting that person's experience with Optavia if we're not offering that. So that's awesome, Mom. I'm excited.
And such great examples, you guys, such great examples of, you hear how natural that sounded with them, all three, when they were sharing about conversations, that the earlier we bring it up, the smoother it goes, and it's just a natural part of the conversation. And when somebody comes into coaching early, and we're seeing it on our team, right? People are coming in, ordering their kit at the same time they order their fuelings. They're coming on to their first week, second week, third week. This is the trend. This is what we want to be happening, because it's in our clients' best interest. When I call it the guardrails, when they put the guardrails up against them, and the best way that we learn and transform is when we begin to teach somebody else what we've learned. That's the best gift we can give them, because we're locking in their own personal success. And then more and more people are going to get healthy as a result. So really great.
I think Katie and Mary Lauren both had their hands up at some point. So if one of y'all want to unmute and.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Am I on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting I have two trains confused, but it's kind of similar things that we're doing. So that's kind of cool. But I think the biggest thing I have done, like today I had all my check-ins, and I always have said, okay, tell me, after the greeting, I would just say, tell me about your week last week. What I've always kind of just done that. I think that's just naturally what I think to ask someone. And so they start thinking and going through it. And then I start pinpointing on, I used what they said on, like, what are you finding valuable in what you're learning? And then I went on to, what are you learning about your body? And more specific to guide them. And it was so funny because like two of them they're like, oh my gosh, you don't realize how much this country focuses on food. And when you're going down the street, can you not go 2 more miles before there's another McDonald's? And they said, I've never really been aware of how food dominated everything is. And she said, a couple of them said, even in the grocery store, she said she looked at just the food offerings, and she said, what I used to just like go to without thinking, so more, but what I was like more emotional, I think is what she meant, versus what now she knows like, what does my body need and nutritionally. And I think that was very key for her. The other lady said she kept going, and she said but 3 of them all said, I cannot get over how simple this program is. It is the simplest, no-brainer thing to do. And they're like, and that's when I start talking to about how it's a transformation versus a diet, and things like that. But they were I just thought it was interesting how that phrase, like, just tell me kind of what your body's doing. And then they start kind of really thinking about how it's changed their views. So I actually had to cut, the conversations got a little long, I think because they were getting so into it and so excited that I didn't want to stop them. So that was kind of exciting for me.
That's awesome, Katie. I think it's so cool that you already put into place all the things that you learned this week. And I think it's so powerful. Something I felt like I heard a lot at a convention as well was just the power of a question instead of, just us. I love that phrase too, the side-by-side coaching. And just having them really be in the driver's seat and steering their journey. And I think asking questions really helps promotes them thinking, them using their mind and figuring out what they can work on throughout the week and what they're seeing instead of us kind of pouring information on them, just really having them think through it. So that's great. That was really cool to hear about your week. Mary Lauren, did you have a thought earlier that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say that the timing of the organization segment of this for me was perfect because I signed up 2 new coaches this week, and Lynn Hanby's joined us too. She's one of my new coaches. Hey, Lynn. But anyway, we were able, by coaching coaches, I had to look back at my process and realize that I had kind of gotten sloppy with my organization because I wanted to, get everything together. And Lynn and Beth, my other coach, were able to come to my house Saturday, and we just kind of went over my system. And I kind of had to spruce up my system a little bit before I showed them. So this call was perfect timing, but I'm shocked, not really shocked, but I'm still blown away by how much better a coaching coaches is going to make me. So it's just kind of like we're all sharpening each other's skills, and I just really appreciated that fact because I hadn't thought about that part of it until I was getting ready to help teach another person. So I just thought that was worth sharing because it was really okay, hold on, it was really impressive to me. So, say hi.
Hi, sweetie. That's so great. And it's been so exciting to see my coaches get so excited about coaching and see them bring on coaches. And Lynn, do you want to share anything that you've learned from your first week of coaching or anything that you're loving about coaching?
Well, I'm really so new to it, but spending time with Mary Lauren and Beth Saturday helped me tremendously. I'm very excited about the journey ahead. And I've already made some calls on my own, so we're getting there. It's a great program, and I just love it.
And I loved hearing we got to do a call together this week, and I just love hearing your passion about you and your husband's journey together, and then just to see that reflected in your passion about coaching and just wanting to help your community and the people in your life has been so cool.
Right.
Carol Schaefer.
There was something that was said near the end, and I took a lot of notes today. And one of the things that caught my eye, and I wondered what other people's experiences might be, was, he talked about make sure you bring your truth to Facebook, show it before and after. But then he said something interesting. He said, private message people who you think might be coaches or clients or might be interested in or hesitant about something else. And I thought, that's really smart, because if I send somebody, like, I'm thinking of someone named Larry, not you, Larry Korchin, but another Larry, Something when he posts about his grandchildren, because he really needs our program, and he's mentioned it a little to me. He's failed at every other one. And I thought maybe I should PM him how cute your grandchildren are. So then maybe he'll start looking at my posts more often. So I wondered if anyone had tried that or if it had been effective. I thought it was really kind of smart.
Anybody want to share? Has anyone already started implementing that this week or tried that in the past? Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
So with us, Shauna is the heart of our business. So I don't do any much one-on-one coaching, because if I did, we wouldn't have any clients. I don't have any grace, and I don't have any heart. But what I do have is a lot of hard work, and that's where I spend my time, is online and talking to people in person and online. So number one, don't rule those type of people out like me, because I'm willing to work hard in that aspect of it. And getting back to Carol's question, I start a lot of conversations on Facebook, private message or on Facebook, and that's how we're getting more phone calls. And I just hand those people over to Shauna, because again, she's got a great heart and a lot of grace. So number one, don't rule out people like me that have no heart for people when it comes to being nice, but look for, somebody that's looking and a worker like me. And number two, getting back to Carol's point, you can get a lot of clients off Facebook. Just got to be willing to put the work in.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Frank, and I know Meg does too, because you are a huge heart behind our community, and you are so interactive on our Facebook posts. You're always complimenting people's journey, and so I have to disagree that you don't have a big heart, but I love that about not just, about looking for different types of people and different personalities with coaching as well. And it's so cool that is working so well for you to reach out to people and talk about things that aren't even health related with people and just get the ball rolling with that. And I love too, when he said that, he said, message people about something other than coaching or something other than their health, but then be posting a lot on your page about transformations and kind of targeting what transformations you're posting to different people that you're hoping to reach. And so I thought that was really cool. And of course we have that transformational stories to share group on Facebook. That's a great resource for seeing a lot of different transformations. So another question that was kind of something that we wanted to go over tonight was something that you're struggling with your client support that maybe wasn't addressed fully, or that you felt like isn't flowing well, and something that you might want some coaching or some tips around. So I don't know if anyone has anything they'd like to share with that. Yeah, go ahead, Beth.
Okay, I always ask the question, like she said, so who's noticing? And I've had several clients that said, nobody's noticing. And then they get so distraught and so upset. One person's lost 60 pounds, and she says, nobody's noticing. And I kind of don't know what to say. So I would love to hear what other people say when people get upset that nobody's noticing their weight loss.
Does anybody have a thought on that? Any experience with that?
I would ask more questions.
Mm-hmm.
I know my mom was doing this and not changing her clothes. So she was just wearing baggier clothes. And she came to visit me, and I took her, we went shopping, and she was buying baggy clothes. And I was like, Mom, look at your waist that goes in. Get something that kind of holds you a little bit more. And so it's, I think, dressing the part or like showing off what you have. People are so used to hiding that they forget that they can wear things that form fit and things like that. But I think just having pride and excitement in what they're doing and just changing what they're wearing, it's going to shock people, because they're going to see them and go, whoa, what happened to you? And so I think I would ask questions. So the clothes might be it. It might be something else, but I would ask questions and try to find out, okay, so, where are you going? What are you saying? What are you wearing? That kind of thing, and see if you can, get down to what might be the issue.
I have asked about the clothes to make sure that they are wearing smaller clothes and getting rid of their bigger clothes. They tell me they are, so. Anybody else have any questions, suggestions? That's a big one for me.
Beth, my follow-up would be, if no one's noticing yet, they are going to, and you're going to just have them so impressed and just like assure them that you are doing great, you're doing awesome, you're making these great changes in your life, and look at how you feel, and it's coming. Just positive reassurance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely. Put the positive spin on the end of it, and yeah, I think maybe even ask them to send you a picture, and you can do like a side by side compared to their existing picture, so you can see what they're wearing and what you can see that they're doing. Kathy, I would love to hear what you have to say. You've got your hand raised. I'm going to put that down if you could unmute yourself.
I notice in the older age bracket that some people think you're sick and they're afraid to mention that they recognize it. So you have to question that too. Tell them to be positive and outgoing about their weight loss, because some people are afraid to ask.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that was so true, because my client, she went to visit her son and she didn't tell him that she was doing this lifestyle change, and he thought she had cancer. So it was kind of bad. But anyway,
Frank just said the same thing. Frank, how did you handle that conversation when somebody mentioned that to you?
I just opened up the conversation to, of course I'm not sick. I'm glad you noticed, and let me tell you what we're doing. And I went right into it, and that actually happened at work. But getting back to the clothes, I probably hadn't changed my wardrobe in 20 years. And I had baggy clothes, baggy pants, baggy shirt, and even after I lost, 50 pounds, the first 50 pounds, I still wore those baggy shirts and baggy pants. I just kept cinching up my belt. And it looked terrible, but I didn't want to, invest. And so finally I went down from an extra large down to now small and medium. And even at work, I don't know how many know I work in surgery. I went from scrubs, extra large pants, extra large shirts down to medium pants and medium shirt. And everybody noticed when I finally made the change. So just stick with it. Keep doing it. People will notice.
Yeah, really good points brought up, Kathy. I think that was good what you said. I think encouraging our clients to speak positively about their weight loss. Sometimes people will get a compliment like, you look great, and they might just say, okay, thanks. But the person is hesitant to say, like, have you lost weight? Because maybe if they're not quite sure. So I would even encourage a client to say, well, if somebody compliments you, what do you say? Like if they just say, hey, you look great today. You say, well, I've been, really working at it. Thank you. Or something, like they may have to prompt the conversation a little bit around it. What else?
Yeah. Lori, I see your hand up.
I'm a middle school teacher. You're speaking my language. I see your hand up. Hey, one of the things I loved was I have some clients who have dropped off and maybe they're hiding from me. And it's been a challenge trying to navigate that, because they, every week I do my partner a call or a text, and it just seems like I'm getting some of the same thing. And I love the point in the video that when he said, take it back to the foundation of why you were friends to begin with. It is, we're in a relational business, and send them a message, send them a video. I've been thinking about you. Let's, we can not talk about this health thing for right now, but we're friends. And I think it's so important that we step up as coaches and define a relationship that I'm not going to smack a brownie out of your hand when we're in the teacher workroom, but I'm here because I love you and I'm in a relationship with you. And that way, I think that when we foster those relationships, and I think they're going to come back. I think they're going to come back around.
Yeah, I love that, Lori. And And I actually wrote a lot of notes on that part too. And I love that they said, you know, just be a no guilt zone, be a safe place for your clients, and also just not to make assumptions too, because I think it's so easy to think, oh, if someone's not answering the phone, it's because they're not doing the program or they're not doing well. And I love what you shared too, Lori, about just sending them, even if it's a 2-minute video, sending them a video or sending something more personal than just leaving a message, a voicemail. So I thought those were some great tips. But I love what you shared too about just that we're a relational business. And so not to, you know, just to still have that same relationship that you did even before you became their coach.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Lori, because that is so important to I always like to leave things on a positive note with my clients. Like, you know, a phrase I've gotten from Meg Johnson is like, I'm always rooting for you no matter what. And again, just like you said, defining that relationship. Those video texts, you guys, if you record a video on your phone, record it horizontal like this. I had heard a minute, you might need to Google that, but I had heard if you make it like a minute or less, you can just copy and text that to people, and it makes a difference. They see your face and whatnot. So thank you for bringing that up. And guys, I've been coaching for a long time, and 100% they come back. They come back because they know our program works. So if we just leave that door open, we keep them on our mailing list, we send them that, you know, like you said, don't slap a brownie out of their hand, no judgment. They come back because they know. We are going to wrap this up, you guys. First, want to stop and pause for a second and thank Lauren, one of her first times really facilitating the call with us. Just such a great job. So thank you, Lauren, for doing that. Thanks for bringing your coaches to the team, to the call, and thank you everybody who made time. This is a busy time of year, so thank you for investing in yourself and in others so that you can be a better coach and help more people. We are excited as we're coming to the close of the year. So proud, so honored to be with you guys, Larry and I both. It's just a blessing for us to work with you guys. And we just wish you guys a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, just know that that you're on our hearts this season. And we're not going anywhere. We're working strong through the end of the year, but we won't have these 2 calls. So just wanted to get that out, let you guys know we love you, and have a good rest of the night. Thanks.